Oh, God, no. No, it's locked. I can't believe this. Hey, up there! Hello? Can you let us out of here? Hello? They can't hear us, I guess. Can you see any way to get this open? Open this gate.
I hope to however,
looks like there used to be a crank that fit in here. That's it. See if the crank still works. Come on, Gordon, crank that thing. Great. Okay, let's get to the train yard before the Citadel blows.
however, this is most likely a temporary state of
Finally,
affairs.
fresh.
As we once learned to our
Oh
dismay,
my God.
even the relatively tiny
Striders
structure at
really
Black
tore the
Mesa
hell out
gave
of
our
this
enemies
place.
an opening which they were able to force ever wider as they poured through in greater and greater numbers. In addition
I've
to the
never
completely
been happy to
xenotheric
see Dr.
species,
Kleiner.
there are many modified post-human allies still remaining on Earth who will be doing their utmost to re-establish lines of communication and supply with the larger forces. Even so, there is greater reason for hope now than at any time in the past decade. We have made, in secret, several technological advances which we will do our best to deploy in advance of the Combine's return. We continue to diligently assemble and train a new generation of scientists and technicians. For what the
They're looking for something. Probably us. From the rooftops. I was hoping we'd get a bit farther before they noticed us again.
Still, I cannot overstate how important it is that we see contact. Only this will allow us to
More of them. I can get a better shot if you knock them over, Gordon. I'll cover the street while you figure this out. Nicely done. Let's head upstairs. Oh, joy. Covering the street. Bring that over here and I'll rejigger it. Hold up a second. We can't get through here while that sniper's covering the street. Nice, Gordon. That sniper almost took my head off. Let me climb up and look at what we're walking into. Uh-oh. They've got the street fortified ahead. You run the point, okay? I'll cover you from up here till you reach the far end. When the coast is clear, I'll catch up. Okay, looks like I can get that ladder down to you. Let me shoot out the latch. I might be a little rusty with this rifle. Nope, guess I'm not. Glad that's over. Oh, God. Looks like the reactor's back on track for a meltdown. That transmission's going out after all. Oh! I'd like to find another way around these buildings, but we really don't have time. Okay, let's get in. Come on. I think we just broke about 50 Combine regulations. What's that beeping sound? Get away from the doors! back so soon? There you are. I thought you might have forgotten about me. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Wait for me, Dr. Freeman. I'll come with you. I don't think this war's ever gonna end.
What are you still doing here? Everyone should clear out of the city.
The Combine's not making it easy. We're trying to get enough people together to force our way through to the train station. People are meeting up in a safe house nearby.
Can you take us there?
You bet. Let's go. This way. Hey, it's me. Open the door.
What's the password?
I'm not even gonna tell you to shut up.
Come on in.
Previously, certain protein chains important to the process of embryonic
You're Prinor's
development
daughter,
were
right?
selectively prevented from forming.
dad's a desk
This
cover.
is no longer the case. For those so inclined, now would be an excellent time for procreation. Which is to say, in layman's terms,
is
you should
Dr.
give
Kleiner
serious
really telling
consideration
everyone
to doing
to
your part for the revival of the
get busy?
species. We must make the most of the time we have, as it is by no means certain how much time we have secured ourselves before the Combine attempt to restore their dominion, as they certainly shall. Since this is, in fact, the first opportunity we have had to speak openly of the baleful influence of the Combine, there is much ground to cover. And in fact, I hope to institute a series of useful bulletins in the days ahead. However, for now we will have to content ourselves with some relatively meager exposition. The destabilization of the City-17 reactor has had repercussions that were not entirely unexpected, although we hardly dared speak this hope ahead of time. The destructive pulse forced a damper on the entire network of linked Citadel reactors. Thus, for the time being, I believe that all Combine portals have failed completely, as well as all communications systems based on that technology. In short, the Combine are completely cut off. Combine forces currently stationed on Earth are now isolated units, stranded. However, this is most likely a temporary state of affairs. As we once learned to our dismay, even the relatively tiny fracture at Black Mesa gave our enemies an opening which they were able to force ever wider as they poured through in greater and greater numbers. In addition to the completely xenotheric species, there are many modified post-human allies still remaining on Earth who will be doing their utmost to re-establish lines of communication and supply with the larger forces. Even so, there is greater reason for hope now than at any time in the past decade. We have made, in secret, several technological advances which we will do our best to deploy.
Let's find another way up.
Assemble and train a new generation of scientists and technicians. For what the Combine fear the most is not any human weapon, but our will, our intellect. React rationally to every terror they turn against us. We place our firmest hope in the human spirit, even knowing how easily it may be shattered. We have all seen friends and family crushed by the Combine. Some of our neighbors by the military machine. And those who resisted have met a most terrible fate. Still, I cannot overstate how important it is. This will allow us this message, it will loop repeatedly until there is no point in... I apologize for any errors or omissions. As you can imagine, we have had scarcely time to record or rehearsal. What's that, Eli? Oh, right. This has been Dr. Isaac Kleiner, formerly of Black Mesa, now simply a citizen, like all of you, of Earth. Let me just add to all those who can hear me now, as we struggle out of the shadow of our malefactors, welcome back to the light.
Dr. Kleiner says we can make it. Not that
Oh, where did I put that calculator?
What idiot put Kleiner in charge?
Sometimes I think everybody's a doctor but me.
Careful, Lamar. These lamps
Everything
are
you do
quite
seems to make
hot.
things worse.
This was such a nice neighborhood, too.
It used to be safer here.
Is this on?
We're sitting ducks
Yes.
in here.
Very
or
well.
meeting
I-
fish in a barrel.
I am not
Anyway,
much of a public
it's not
speaker,
good.
But I'll do my
I
best.
guess a lot better out of the country.
Fellow citizens, residents of City 17 and environs, by which I mean sentient residents, of course, human and otherwise, although I believe there is little thanks to our allies. At any rate, first, as a matter...
Gordon! Alex? I don't believe it. How the hell did you get out of the Citadel?
We're not exactly sure. All I know is the Vortigons had something to do with it. But what about you, Barney?
I'm doing okay, just going crazy trying to...
They found us!
Aw, hell, Gordon, were you followed again?
We stole some information from the Citadel on our way out. I don't know what it is yet, but it's important enough that they've been hounding us the whole way here.
Well, that puts the pressure on. Look, we gotta get moving. You guys know about the evacuation trains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been planning to make a push on the train station. Now it looks like we're gonna have to cut a path through every chicken ship metro cop who's having second thoughts about defending City 17.
If Gordon and I took a separate route, we could draw the Combine away from you. That'd give you a chance to get the trains filled up before we get there.
Really? Well, if you say so. Now, come here, look over here. Okay, across this bridge, over the rooftops, is a safe path to the station. You two head that way. I'll hit the streets and round up everyone who's been waiting. We'll meet you there.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Hey, Gordon, before you go, I was getting tired of carrying this around. Listen, I don't have many more of these, so try not to lose this one, okay? Go on across, Gordon. She's waiting for you. You lucky dog, you.